Thank you, Mr. Lee. I know it's tough to be the last speaker, especially it's squeezed between session and lunch. Like any other developments around the globe, the issue of sustainability is becoming more prominent than ever before. The Kyoto Protocols, for example, have been executed for since 1990s and now has pledged by most. There are a number of methodologies used to measure sustainability, such as the Sustainability Index, carbon emission reductions, and even specific measure for industries like the building industry, such as LEED in the US, BREEM in the UK, BCA Green Mark in Singapore, Green Building Index in Malaysia, Lotus in Vietnam, and also Greenship in Indonesia. All of these are targeted specifically to suit the local context or the country. However, a careful implementation is needed to preserve characteristics of cities, to retain its deeper cultural values. In other words, it is about moving cities towards a sustainable development without compromising its local character and culture. Southeast Asia has been an interesting subject if one is to look at sustainable development. The first obvious trend is its rapid creation of wealth, yet largely unequal distribution. Rapid creation of wealth brings about series of tensions and urgent concern with modernity, developments, and social transformation. At the same time, unequal distribution means that there's a new middle class, a group favoring consumption rather than cutting down. Doing business in context means we have to operate within a setting whereby there are competitions for provisions of goods. The challenge then is to implement a sustainable urban development in the context of rising growth alongside consumptive favor. In a number of cities whereby social changes flourish largely outside the government's direct influence, there is an inclination to see such changes being a responsibility that is beyond their control, and worse still, they treat it with cynicism and indifference in taking part in the sustainability agenda. Therefore, it should be noted that developing sustainability cities need to be considered the local context in which it takes place. Deeper than this, it should really focus on solutions that supports the cultural context for strategies to succeed. It should be suitable for the society to embrace changes that sustainability brings, and that sustainability strategies should have the people at the core if it is to be successful. Particularly for Southeast Asia, consumption behavior reflects class. Particular patterns of consumption of goods help to define class status. A simple example is the choice for designer label over others, let alone be recycled. Another factor is that consumer culture is about local interpretation and reinterpretation of values, imagination, and desires that determines consumption behavior. There's a need to appreciate accurately the ways in which global concept and local cultures actually interact. Any attempts to discuss urban developments without reference to the framework of consumption behavior is doomed to fail. More efforts are needed to, firstly, link these two. Secondly, find the right balance between the two, that is the local and global concept. Finding the right balance is about a process of transformation rather than a one-off action as static and given. Cities being nested in different national, social, and cultural contexts requires local strategies and continuous alignment so as to achieve a sustainable urban development. The alignment should include an understanding that there is a leap of era in many parts of Southeast Asia. For example, just as it is about to enjoy the change from fans to air condition, it now has to consider natural ventilation and energy efficiency. We are now also encouraging the return to bicycles, while some have not enjoyed the luxury of using cars as personal transport. From thin paper bags to bagless, skipping the luxury of plastics. From simple traditional sheds to small house, skipping big house as it is consuming much energy. From bamboo sheds to recycled materials, skipping the luxury of raw resources. Changes, however, do lend itself to opportunities for those who foresee. Implementing sustainable urban developments mean that there will be changes to structures of class, family, patterns of consumption, housing, which means that there will be changes that is deeply affecting people's life and livelihood. A careful and culturally sensitive selection of strategies is important to ensure that such changes are positively influencing our society. Our role as motor of change is well understood and much appreciated and responsibly preserved. Now, before I go to specific examples of what we have done in our projects, I would like just to show some of the developments that we are currently involved in. You will see that the underlying characteristics between them are the scale and integrated planning. These provide us a very good opportunity to implement many different ideas and concepts, since not only we have a large population and hence maximize the impacts, but we also able to evaluate the suitability of our programs and adapt accordingly. We have 40 residential projects and 17 commercial projects across 29 cities in Indonesia. I won't go through all of them. I'll just pick one of them. We call it Citra Raya in Tangerang. It covers an area of 2,760 hectares, which will accommodate about 200,000 population. We also have the opportunity to develop new town in Southeast Asia, plus China. I'm happy we have our friend from Vietnam that we have project in Hanoi, and also we have project in Phnom Penh in Cambodia, and also in China, in Shenyang, China. But we don't have anything yet in Malaysia, maybe the next one. So in Hanoi, we developed over 300 hectares for accommodating 50,000 people. These are some of the pictures that we have developed in and around Hanoi project. And in Phnom Penh, it covers an area of 260 hectares for 25,000 people. This is the golf course. We retain also the pond for the water retention pond. And also in Shenyang, it covers an area of just over 300 hectares for 50,000 people. We have a specific branding for our sustainability commitment called the eco-culture. It is essentially about embracing the community to create a culture that is aware of the three sustainability pillars: economic, social, and environment. And this is embedded, this embedded meaning with the logo. You can see that we have two people embracing the environment. The two people represented by the color blue and green. On the physical upgrades of our developments, we have done bicycle lane, waste management, and composting centers, solar panel station, and others. At the master planning stage, we focus on designing clusters that maximizes the availability of sunlight through the sun path analysis, understanding the impact of shadows in winter and summer for the different phases of the project, understanding patterns of solar exposures throughout the year, understanding wind blows and the impact of our planning of open spaces, such as parks and placement of our waste management center. For residential houses, we invested much effort on the adoption of passive solar designs for energy efficiency and better comfort. The houses are also equipped with simple yet effective solutions for environmental preservation, such as low VOC paints, water-efficient fittings, simple filtration system for wastewater, and others. I'll just go through. As community involvement is central to our vision for ecoculture, we have created handbook as a form of educative materials, as well as also billboard in our project. We organize community events to raise awareness. We do the fun bike day, we call it the eco bike, we call it the eco walk, eco day, when we encourage all children to plant trees with bearing their names and the date that they planted the trees. We do the sports day, we call it the eco aerobic. And also we launched the new motto of "It's Our Green Community," and we do it in a big way at the day that we call the Eco Celebration. To date, we have at least 75,000 properties that we have built, and majority of which we are still managing. This means that we are the best place in embracing communities that is spread over Indonesia and Southeast Asia, plus China. It is something we could directly influence in terms of sustainable urban development, embedded in our planning and design. In addition, we are opening up various channels for community involvement to achieve a true sustainable urban development that is supported by the community and in the future initiated by them, for the community, by the community. Thank you.